Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights. For this season, one of my recipes that I'm going to contribute is a sweet potato pie. A simple, straightforward sweet potato pie that that anyone can do, and it will be delicious, decadent. And the simple way to prepare the potatoes would be to peel them and cut them up in little dices, and then you boil it, or you can bake it. You can bake it for about an hour, hour and a half, until it gets fork tender, and you can take it out, let it cool, and then you take it out of the jacket, out of the skin. Or you can peel the skin off, dice them, and boil them until they're fork tender. So I'm going to use one of those. I'm going to use the simplest method here, which is peeling them, boiling them, and until they're fork tender. And then we'll proceed from there. So let's go get our potatoes peeled, diced, and put in some hot water and let them boil. It takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes until it's fork tender. So that's our next step. And I'll see you in the kitchen. So here are my sweet potatoes. I have peeled, and now I'm going to chop them. I'm just going to use the 4 medium to large ones. So I'm going to dice them up now and put them in the water to boil. So while I'm waiting for my potatoes to get fork tender, they're vigorously boiling over there, I took the opportunity to get my other ingredients together. I have 1 tablespoon of vanilla, half a teaspoon of this is cinnamon. They all look alike sometimes. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of clove, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half a teaspoon of grounded ginger. I have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk here, and also I have half a cup of heavy cream. And that's what we're going to combine to make our filling. Once our potatoes are ready and they're pureed, we're going to combine and put this all together. So I'll be back when my potatoes are fork tender. So I just removed the potatoes from the fire, and they are fork tender. As the fork goes in, it slides right out. Okay, so that means they're fork tender. They're just right. I'm going to let this cool. I'm going to drain them and let them cool, and then I'm going to get my mixer going, and we'll do some mashing. I began with a potato masher and got it to a certain stage in crushing, but now I need to get my my hand mixer in there and really try to puree it and get some of the strings, the veins out of there. So that's what we'll do now. Now I'm ready to add the rest of the ingredients. I have pureed my the potatoes, and they're nice and smooth. So I forgot to mention the sugar. 3/4 cups of brown sugar has to go in here. I didn't have it out with the rest of my ingredients when I was talking earlier, but we're going to just combine everything and give it a mix. So we have the sugar, 3/4 cups of sugar, some cinnamon, and I'll leave all the measurements in the description box. And we're going to combine everything together. You have your ginger, nutmeg, and I'm using some ground clove just to give it an extra kick. Okay, Then we'll go back to our mixer on a low speed. Want to get this all incorporated. Don't forget to stop and scrape down your sides. And then we'll add our eggs in. 2 eggs and 1 yolk and heavy cream. Just get it all in there. Break down both sides. Now that everything has been mixed in, we'll give it a taste. Perfect. It's fantastic. No more sugar. I think we're good. All the spices are there. All the notes are there. So this is your filling. Now we have to talk pie crust. Pie crust. Several varieties, several options you have. I do have a link for pie crust. You can, I'll just place it up there. You can just click on that and you get a link for perfect pie crust. But I'm not going to make my pie crust today. I'm going to use a store-bought frozen pie crust. Because I'm just in a cut. Today I have a pie crust video, which I'm going to leave the link so that you can check that out and you can make your own pie crust. It's very simple. But today I'm not going to make a pie crust. I'm going to use a store-bought frozen pie crust. And because I'm pressed for time, that's what I opted to do. So, and here we are. They come 2 in a pack, and they're just ready. They're all ready to go. It's not the prettiest thing, you know, but hey, it works. And Just follow the instructions and you'll be fine. So we'll pour, using our frozen pie crust, we'll pour our filling right down into the pie crust, and we'll bake at 350 for about 40 to 45 minutes. So let's get to that step. So for the pie crust, just follow the instructions that come with your pie crust. The instructions are in the back, and you'll be fine. And so with this one, it calls for, oh, sorry about that. So follow the instructions in the back of your pie crust, the wrapping, so follow the instructions on the back of the wrapper of the pie crust, and because you have to let it thaw for a little bit, and then you place it in a pan on a cookie sheet, let it cook for about, maybe let it bake at 400 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and also once it's thawed, you take a fork and just poke some holes in the bottom and on the sides, just to let that steam evaporate, that steam come out. Just about 10 minutes it needs in the oven at 400. So once that's done, we're going to move to the next step. Okay, now the pie crust has been in the oven and baked for 14 minutes or so, and it's nice and puffed up. You can see it's starting to cook there, and so now I have to let it cool down for about 10 minutes or so before I pour the filling in. So once it's cool, we're going to pour the filling in, and we're going to put it back into the oven at 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so let's pour our filling into the pie crust. Now that the pie crust is cool, smooth it out. Since we have two crusts, then you're going to use both of them. Smooth it out nicely. Try to get it nice and level, so when it bakes, it's going to bake nice and level. So now this is going to go back into the oven, 350, for about 40 minutes. So let's go. In we go, 350 for 40 minutes. Here we are, guys, the finished product. And so at last we have the final product, the sweet potato pie for the holidays. Simple and It's simple to make and delicious and decadent. You can use any type of topping you want on it. You can use some whipped cream, caramel, caramel drizzles, and there's lots of other toppings that will go wonderfully and so deliciously well with this sweet potato pie. Now, as long as once it cools, we're going to cut into it and we're going to do a taste test. So I'll be back with a taste test for the sweet potato pie on Chris's Caribbean Delights. See you then. So let's cut a piece of this wonderful it's still a bit warm, so but I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Oh. See how wonderfully delicious it is. Beautiful. And now for the taste test. You have just a wonderful piece of sweet potato pie. And let's go. This is fantastic. The nutmeg, the clove, the vanilla. The crust is awesome also. Once again, guys, I hope you try this recipe. It's simple, delicious, and it's just wonderful for the holidays. Thanks again for watching, and I see you in the next clip. Oh, that's awesome.